Hi, I'm Brittany Watkins. I'm an expert in working with the mind and how to reprogram it when it comes to food cravings and emotional eating. I use techniques like EFT, NLP, and other cutting-edge neuroscience techniques that help people get results with their weight and body when nothing else works. In this video, I'm going to talk about emotional eating. I have so many clients that come to me and say, Brittany, I know what to eat. I exercise all the time, but I just can't stop myself from eating emotionally. Whenever I'm stressed or bored or lonely, I always find myself in the cupboard, in a box of cookies, with a bar of chocolate, and I just don't know how to stop. And this is something that's so common, and actually something that's very personal to my heart because I struggled with this problem for over 15 years and it took me a really long time to discover a solution for it, but I did. So I'm going to explain to you a little bit about what's going on in that moment when you feel like you need food to soothe yourself. It starts with the mind. The mind, there's a conscious mind and an unconscious mind. The unconscious mind is actually running about 80% of the show. That's why it's really difficult when you decide consciously, when you make a decision with your conscious mind, like I need to lose weight, I need to go on a diet, I'm going to start an exercise program. You're making a decision with your conscious mind. And because it only has 20% of the voting power, basically, it's so easy for the unconscious mind to take over and go, no, you're not, girlfriend. I'm going to sabotage you. You don't need to go for that, run today, or it's okay. You can have a box of cookies. Nobody will care. You can start your diet tomorrow. That's your unconscious mind. And so there's this constant struggle with the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. And so the reason that struggle is actually going on is because of something that I call echoes. Now, an echo is is basically a template of who you are from the past, who experienced something traumatic or sad or had an experience that just wasn't fun, didn't feel good. And so what happens whenever you have an event that you experience that you don't like or that doesn't make you feel good, it actually gets stored in a filing cabinet in your unconscious mind. And so every single day, your unconscious mind is actually scanning the room to make sure that you never have that experience again. Because what happens is when something reminds you of that traumatic experience that happened in the past, you get triggered. Maybe you feel stressed, maybe you have some anxiety, maybe you overreact in a way that you wouldn't normally act and you don't kind of know why. That's your unconscious mind actually trying to protect you from having a traumatic experience again. And this is so frustrating to people because they don't understand what's going on consciously. They just know that they feel stressed. They just know that they feel anxiety. And so they'll use food to soothe themselves in that moment. And so one of the techniques that I use with my clients is actually so amazing. When they're in that moment where they're maybe eating ice cream or they've got chocolate and they're really feeling that anxiety, I have them push that food away. And what that does is it makes them deal with whatever they're feeling inside. And in this moment, I ask them, okay, how old are you right now? And 9 times out of 10, somebody will say immediately, I'm 8 years old. And if I say, okay, what's going on right now? They'll say, Mom and Dad are in the kitchen and they're throwing forks and knives at each other and they're fighting and I feel really bad. And as we work through that memory and that experience, I use something called tapping, which is acupressure points. You can learn more about it in some of the other videos that I do. It helps them soothe that anxiety that they felt in that moment. And you can actually see their whole body will kind of relax. And then after, this technique takes about 2 minutes, I give them their food back. So that ice cream or that chocolate that was in front of them, I hand that back to them in that moment when they come back to present time, and I ask them if they still want it. And every single person will push that food away and they'll say that they don't want it anymore. So my theory is that your past actually lives in your food. And when you are feeling emotional and when you're eating emotionally, that's actually a doorway into an experience that happened, something that happened in your past that still needs to be resolved. And so that is the basis for my work, is we go through and we do all sorts of work on the things that happened to you in the past, because that is actually what will heal you today in the present. So I hope you join me. You can go to my YouTube video and you can watch tons of free videos, and I actually will show you exactly how to do this demonstration, this exercise, so that you can do it at home by yourself. I hope to see you there. Bye.